This is a highly requested video comparison of the RayNeo Air 4 Pro, which is the glasses that just came out, and the Xreal 1S, which is also a glasses that recently came out, well, more like 2 months ago. Now, if I was buying a brand new pair of AR or XR glasses, personally, I probably would not be cross-shopping between the two, but most people are, and most people are asking me, my opinions. Before I get started with the video, I want to talk about something real quick in regards to the RayNeo, right? When I saw the announcement for these glasses that it was going to be on sale upon release at $249, I was like, wow, that is incredible. Big shout out to RayNeo for doing that. And I posted it on my YouTube, and then somebody made a comment saying, your enjoyment of any product should be based on the experience it provides and not how much you paid for it. I was like, here we go. Why can't you just be happy that we had a $250 glasses? But I didn't make that comment. I didn't reply that what I was thinking to that comment because I just couldn't shake that off. The more I thought about it, the more I'm like, damn, he's right. For example, right? I use a $2,000 Samsung Fold. There are cheaper options. And I also use a phone, right? Even if I was using a slab phone, there are also, when I was using a slab phone, there were far cheaper options that I could have bought. But I chose the particular phone that I want because it had certain features or capability that I wanted. There are so many things that I have that I choose to pay a premium price because I wanted it. I have an F-150 Lariat, right? It's got all the heated and cooling and 360 cameras and all that stuff. There are far cheaper trucks that I could have bought, but I wanted that for a specific reason. It had things that I wanted. And that's what made me think like, damn, he is right. Your enjoyment of any product should be based on the experience it provides, not how much you paid for it. I want you to think about that as I'm doing the review of these two glasses. I think it really shouldn't come down to how much you pay for it, but what you get out of it. You should not go and spend $450 if you don't need all the extra features of it. Why? You should not spend $250 if you're just gonna have to upgrade in 1 year because now there's so many features that you want, or you want to do a lot more, but you can't because you're limited. So I want you to keep that comment in mind because it is very, very true. The more I thought about it, your enjoyment should be what you get from it, not necessarily the price you pay for it. The price is obviously a factor, but yeah, let's get started in the video. So in this video, I'm gonna cover price, features, software, display, the productivity, compatibility as far as accessories that they have and stuff like that. In the last video that I made, which is the review of these glasses right here, a lot of people were thanking me for introducing them to these glasses or just pretty much helping them understand why this is so cheap or why other glasses are so expensive in comparison. Well, I hope that video was able to help you out. It was a full review of these glasses, but if you need more details, this is it right here. So price, I've already talked about price. Now display, starting with the field of view. This one has 52 degrees field of view. Now RayNeo does not advertise the field of view, but based on my previous conversation with RayNeo, this one is about 47 degrees field of view. So right there, you already see the significant size difference as far as field of view. Secondly, display quality, right? I've gone back and forth between these glasses, and one of the standout features that RayNeo is promoting is AI HDR and HDR10. As far as Xreal, they're not really promoting any particular standout feature as far as the display, but it is 1200p resolution. As far as colors go and how the displays look, I gotta give it to RayNeo. I've gone back and forth. I've watched multiple videos. I've done a lot of things, and the display on the RayNeo is just slightly superior. And this is as far as like the looks, the quality, as far as it goes, not necessarily the sharpness. The sharpness is there, but both are equally sharp. I would just say that as far as the way movies look, the colors in this one's just pop a little more. And RayNeo has some display profiles, which is the standard SDR, which is the normal SDR, and then the AI HDR. The difference between the two, honestly, really looks to me more like an increased brightness. So the darker areas of the screen just becomes a little bit brighter. That's the only difference between the SDR and AI HDR that I can see in my usage of the glasses. Now, as far as HDR10, you can actually really see the big difference compared to the SDR. The color just pops a little bit more. The temperature is a little bit warmer. But unfortunately, while the display looks incredible, you do lose the ability to switch between 60 and 120 hertz. It's not even offered at all. So that's the only downside with HDR10, but that color looks amazing. With Xreal, the color looks good as well, but not as amazing compared to the RayNeo. The display is pretty much where all the standout feature of the RayNeo pretty much ends. And that's where this one begins. The standout features of this, where do I even start? Right now, I've got the Xreal 1S outdoors, and you can see the display very sharp. It is at max brightness right now. So this is the display outdoors, max brightness, and I want you to look at this part right here, right? Because this one has a electrochromic tint, I can do this right here. I can make it more transparent. That way, if I'm walking, I can see out. And if I want to make it a bit darker, I can make it just a bit darker and still be able to walk around. But if I'm laying down at the beach and I want to make it just a lot darker, I can go back and make it darker. Now, this is the darkest it can go. It actually works pretty fine. Although if you're in direct sunlight, you might want it to be a bit darker, but there is no option for that. But the good thing is it does make it dark enough, and I have used this at the beach in Bahamas, here in Virginia Beach, multiple times, and it works perfectly fine. So yes, you have the ability to have transparency mode depending on the levels that you want. And then for some of you that is wondering what 3DoF is, I want you to look at this right here, right? So this is the display right here. The glasses become transparent, and I can go back to the display. I can look up, transparent, goes back darker, look down, transparent, goes back here. I can rotate my head around and the display is fixed in one place, right? It also has a mode that allows you to do 6DoF, where if I move side to side, the display follows me, right? But with 6DoF, it will just stay in one place. It has a bunch of features, although that 6DoF requires Xreal Eye. But now let me show you the difference when you connect the RayNeo Air 4 Pro. With the RayNeo, you don't have electrochromic tint, but you do have, once again, this part right here. And if you want to make it darker, then you just put it on the glasses, right? And it's gonna cover it. But the problem is when you put this on the glasses, now you can't even see through it at all because it completely covers your field of view. And I can't even mount it because it's on this part right here. But once you put it on, as you guys can see, it's not transparent at all. It completely covers your field of view, and it makes the reflection just a little bit more worse, but you are able to see the screen a bit better if that's what you want. So with the RayNeo, once again, it's 0DoF, there is no option for 3 dove or 6 dove, which means that if you move the camera around, the display is gonna follow you wherever. Up, it's gonna follow you up. If you look down, it's gonna follow you downwards. It doesn't really matter where you look at, that display is gonna follow your head movement. So this is what it's like when you're outdoors, and if you want to walk around and you have to take this off, you don't have the option to adjust the intensity of the darkness or any of that. And then also the RayNeo Air 4 does not appear to have a microphone like the Xreal 1S. Why would you need a microphone? Well, for a number of things. If you are watching a movie with the RayNeo and you get a phone call, you have to unplug your glasses. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to take the call because it doesn't have a built-in microphone. You can use speakerphone alternatively, but with the Xreal 1S, if you get a phone call while you are wearing your glasses, you just simply answer the call. You don't have to take your glasses, you don't have to unplug your glasses because the phone, because the glasses has a built-in microphone. Hopefully this makes sense for you guys. Here's something else that most people don't realize, right? And where I feel like there's the biggest cap. This thing has an X1 chip. It's a very powerful chip in the glasses, right? So you have the AI HDR in these glasses and you have HDR10. Great. This one does not have AI HDR or HDR10. It does have the AI 2D 3D conversion. Basically, it has a chip that allows it for more capable software features, right? Right now, Xreal is working on a software to enhance the experience of this. I can't tell you what the software is, but you can imagine that maybe someday in the future, they bring out an update to update these glasses to give it better picture quality, better video experience, or they just add more features, right? For example, the Xreal 1, right? The Xreal 1 came out in 2024. Almost 2 years later, Xreal was able to add AI 2D to 3D conversion and just a bunch of different display mode. The same thing goes with the Xreal 1S. Because of that chip, right? You might end up getting HDR capabilities on these glasses as far as the future upgrades. I have a few RayNeo glasses on my desk because I've been working with RayNeo for some time now, and I've had a few, and I've also bought some myself. I have not once had software update on those glasses, but that's okay because there's really nothing to update. Those glasses, they are the way they are, so there is nothing to upgrade. Whereas with this one, you could potentially get more features. So yes, the entry level of this one is much easier to swallow, but you might want more later on. This might give you the ability to get more just from software update. On top of that, you might have been noticing I have a camera on this, right? This thing right here is called the Xreal Eye. This is an accessory that is sold separately for $99. It's a camera, but this camera also plugs into this port right here. It's an accessory port on the glasses. Hopefully you guys can see it. Right now, Xreal doesn't have any accessories, but you can imagine that they might want to take advantage of this port and create another accessory that you can just plug into this. Or maybe you upgrade your glasses, or maybe they upgrade their eye camera. They have a better quality camera. Now, instead of buying a whole new glasses, you can simply connect the newer version of the eye into this port instead of upgrading the glasses. Now you've just upgraded the camera. And then the camera, as far as feature goes, you can also use it to record mixed reality recording. You can use it to capture regular videos and pictures. Now the quality is much lower than what you would get on your cell phone, but the option is still there. You can use it to record point of views. You can use it to do live stream. You can use it to do a live video call, so you can accept the call or call somebody and they can see your perspective right from this device right here. So you have a lot more possibility with this. That's where the price difference comes from. Now, as far as accessory goes, Most people don't even know this, but RayNeo has an accessory called a Pocket TV. I did a review of this device, I think a year ago or so. The Pocket TV is an Android-based device that gives you the ability to watch Google TV, that allows you to watch Google TV on the device. When I did a review of that device, when I bought it, it had Netflix, but now it no longer has Netflix. I'm sure there might be some workarounds, but sadly, there are some apps now that are no longer able to work because of DRM limitation, which is unfortunate. Now with the Pocket TV, you don't get any special features. You don't get multi-screen. You don't get ability to have 3 DOF. It's just 0 DOF, and you can only use one app at a time. So now Xreal also has their own. Xreal has the Beam original one, and then they have the Beam Pro. This is my Beam Pro right here. I have a case on it, but this is what it looks like without a case. Now it is probably washed out because of the camera, but with this right here, it's got a lot of features, but the biggest thing about it is you can record 3D videos right from this, and you can also use it to watch or do productivity like multi-windows. So you can have Netflix and YouTube open. You can have a browser, or while watching a movie or doing documents, that the software allows you to do just a little bit more as far as, you know, spatial computing goes. With the Pocket TV, you can't do that, and RayNeo does not offer any way you can do it on mobile as well. Now, RayNeo does have a PC software, which I've also done a review of right here. You can watch it. The RayNeo's PC software works, but there are some limitations. You're gonna have to watch that video to see what the limitations are. Xreal does not have an official PC software, but they have a PC software that is in beta, and I've used this for a while. It works great, but there are some reasons why they haven't released it to the public. I'm not sure why, because it works perfectly fine on my PC. So maybe it doesn't work well on most PCs, and that's why I don't know why they haven't released it, but it's not official. Whereas RayNeo's PC software is official as far as I know of. RayNeo max volume test. What's going on YouTube? Today I'm going to be doing a review or comparison of once again max volume XR glasses you can currently buy. When I say the best Xreal once again max volume Xreal 1S. What's going on YouTube? Today I'm going to be doing a review or comparison of the best AR/XR glasses you can currently buy. If you have any questions, guys, please put it down in the comment section. I will try and get to it as soon as I can. Otherwise, thank you and stay tuned for more content. Peace.